Hey, we're Dadnarok.
Hey,
Hey.
what happened? Short intro. This is Dadnarok Reacts. Tonight we are reacting to Scream 5, aka Scream, aka Scream 2022. I don't know. It's like when Halloween came out a few years ago and they just titled it Halloween. Like that's not going to be confusing at all, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which Halloween are we on? Is it still Halloween? Is it still Michael Myers? What's going on?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know already, we're Dadnarok. We react to all these trailers, give you our honest opinion on them. So sometimes it's kind of like okay.
Yeah.
This has got some nostalgia to it. So we're hoping this can at least play on those feelings that we have back when it first came out.
Yeah, Scream, the franchise, was the biggest horror franchise of the 90s, and there's a bunch of copycats after that. I Know What You Did Last Summer and all kinds of stuff, trying to, recreate the success of the Scream franchise. You and I tried to sneak into Scream 2, and we got caught. We ended up having to see what, Flubber instead?
Flubber. Oh man, we had to see Flubber. Yeah, that was terrible. That was traumatizing. I mean,
That
we got in
was.
to see Howard Stern private parts, and we couldn't get into Scream.
Yeah, now I don't even get carded buying alcohol, all this gray hair. But anyway, hey, Scream.
What do you say we just
Scream.
go ahead and get into it and see what we think?
Let's do it.
This isn't funny, Amber.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
Open the door, dumbass.
Doors unlocked. All doors locked. Doors unlocked.
Hello?
Oh, there she is.
Oh, nice.
3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Something about this one just feels different.
Samantha? I know who you are. I've been through this a lot. This is your life now, which means that whoever this is going to keep coming for you. You ready for this? Never.
There's certain rules to surviving.
The attacks were all on people related to the original killers. Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all back here. And I won't sleep until he's in the ground.
Hello, Sydney. It's
Classic.
an honor.
Okay.
What'd you think?
Well, I mean, it's got nostalgia vibes. I like,
Yeah.
I'm always gonna like seeing Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox and David Arquette. The survivors of the original quadrilogy. Now, yeah, this is gonna be the 5th movie in the series. I like seeing them. I always like hearing that voice. That voice is classic, man.
Hello,
Ghostface
Sydney.
and
Yeah.
the voice over the phone. I like them adding new. Yeah, I mean it's updated for 2022, right? I
Yeah,
mean we've got smart houses and
yeah, Melissa right here said there's no home phones anymore. I mean, it's
right.
playing to that everything is smart house. So
That's
yeah,
right.
you lock it on your phone, but everyone's fear is what if someone else can access it and unlock it? And that
Yeah,
immediately I'm like, whoo, that just gave me like a little bit of chills.
I'm hesitant myself for getting smart locks just because of that. Like I don't want anybody. It's one thing to hack. I don't know, get in my
Dude, you're letting your
whatever,
old
but
man show.
I know. Right, but, it looks, I mean, it looks good.
I think I'm in. I honestly, I
Yeah.
think I'm no, I think got an immediate reaction on me when she opened the door, and I reacted live. Don't open the door.
Yeah, that's you in the theater yelling at the screen.
Or laughing at or normally I would have laughed there where it wasn't appropriate to laugh.
Yeah. Did you ever see Scream 4?
Honestly, if I did, it didn't have any impact on me, and I don't even remember it.
It was the same way for me. It came so late after Scream 3, because the first 2 were, like, in the '90s. I think maybe Scream 3 was early 2000s, and then Scream 4, they made, like, way like, maybe it was, like, 2010, 2011, and by that point, I didn't really have any interest anymore, and I went to go see it, actually. There's a poster right behind me there. I went to go see Scream 4, but it just didn't feel the same. This one actually feels a lot closer to the first ones where they're almost like, I don't know, talking to a newer generation that's in trouble, new teenagers. But
Is it a rinse repeat? Is it a Halloween?
mm,
Like they're taking say for instance, Halloween was a sequel to 2, the
right,
most recent one. So they
yeah,
went with so now are they trying to do a similar thing? So it felt like they were trying to do that. So they brought all the familiar faces back. They brought everything, but they brought in a new group, obviously, of young people that haven't experienced it. Is it
yeah,
happening in the same town? Because they really didn't answer that question either. Because I'm
y-
pretty sure Sydney isn't living in that same town anymore. It should be gone. I know I
right,
would be. There's no way
yeah.
I can handle staying living in that same town, knowing how iconic that was. And every time you turn around, someone young just found out about it and they're looking at you funny.
I feel like they already did the like rebootquel kind of thing, like the legacy sequel with Scream 4. I feel like the last one they did was like, okay, well, let's catch up with these people 20 years after the fact and see what's going on with them. That's kind of what Scream 4 was. So I'm a little confused as to what this, I mean, they're not even calling it Scream 5. They're just calling it Scream. It's almost like a reboot kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what their approach is. Like, there's got to be a reason. I mean, besides making money for a studio, like, what's the reason
Oh,
behind?
Paramount needs money. Yeah, Paramount's
That's
like,
true. As a studio,
and
yeah,
yeah, they're I wouldn't say they're hurting because they got Top Gun waiting in the wings. That's going to be a cash cow for them.
yeah,
But we mentioned before we even got started, January 15th was it?
yeah. 14th.
14th, the
That's usually
middle of
a dumping
January.
ground. January is usually a dumping ground for movies. I think some horror movies have had success in the January February timeframe, but normally it's no man's land. So
Man, but
I'm
is
curious
there
if that means
here's a
anything.
question for you though. Is there a no man's land right now? Seeing that there are
Mm,
so many movies, so many backed up movies, there's got to be a time and a place for them to put them.
yeah.
And is there a spot within the next year, year and a half where there would be a dumping spot per se?
You may be right. I think maybe because of COVID, it's kind of pushed around movies so much that pretty much anything coming out of interest is going to be have attention on it. And right now, I mean, we've got let's see, Melissa Hovey says hard pass for me. Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody. I think there's enough nostalgia there that I'm definitely going to check it out. I think Michael Myers owns this month.
Yeah.
With Halloween Kills coming out, there's been enough buzz around that to really kind of dominate the slasher portion of the box office right now. So I think it was probably smart for them not to release it now. And if you're not going to release it now, what are you going to wait for Christmas? Like, I guess
There
they
are
could.
some movies, some horror movies do really well around the Christmas time frame for some
That's
reason.
true. So I'm curious why they are because yeah, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I think The Faculty back in the day came out around Christmas time. It's like counter programming.
Yeah.
You go out, you see the family film and some of the younger folks or people in their 20s or whatever, they don't have kids, they're not quite old enough to take their own kids to stuff. They may want to go out and see something different around the
Yeah.
holiday season. So I'm curious why they would have not released it, on a December 15th as opposed to mid-January.
Yeah.
Doesn't bode well, does it?
Not really. But you know what? I think the trailer did its job.
Okay.
I knew not a whole lot about it, but just seeing Ghostface Killer, hearing Hello Sydney, seeing all those faces again,
Yeah.
and the phone call that came through the landline, then went to her through texts, and then the
Right.
whole opening and closing the doors,
Yeah.
and that had me enough. Like I'm interested enough that I'm gonna see it. I just don't know how I'm gonna see it. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna call it here in the trailer. Throughout the series, the actual Ghostface Killer has been all different people. Sometimes it's two people in one movie, like the first one. there was Billy Loomis, played by Skeet Ulrich, and there was Matthew Lillard, who I forget his character's name. Skeet Ulrich definitely died. Matthew Lillard was stabbed, but I don't know if we ever saw a dead body. I'm gonna call that Matthew Lillard is actually back playing his character from the original Scream. He's gonna be back under the Ghostface Killer mask.
Revenging his buddy's death.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah. No, I would like that. I mean, and they're not even going to hint on it. They're not going to let us know anything. They're not even going to go ahead and give us a glimpse behind him. I don't think they'll even show his face in the movie.
Yeah.
So when there is the reveal at the end, that's where it's like, oh, okay, there's the connection.
Actually, it's my theory is it's going to be Matthew Lillard, but not the character he played in Scream. It's going to be Shaggy. He's going to take off the mask like an episode of Scooby-Doo, and he's just going to say, "Gee, Scoob," and stab at Sydney. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, we're off the rails now.
We've done Jump the Shark.
Swear that was Matthew Lillard's voice. He's got a very distinct voice. I don't know. All right. Well, that's about it. That's going to be our reaction for Scream coming out January 14th, 2022. It'll be here before you know it, folks, right after the holidays. We are Dadnarok. We react to trailers like this when they come out, so be sure to be on the lookout for the latest trailers that drop. We're going to make videos and reactions to them. We just finished up our Ted Lasso after show. If you guys are Ted Lasso fans, be sure to check that out.
Why are you not?
I know, it's such a great show. If you're not watching, you should be. And Chris and I are actually going to start a brand new after show for the Apple TV Plus program called Invasion. That's set to come out October 22nd. We will be doing an after show the day after on October 23rd. That's Saturday.
And then weekly on Fridays.
Yeah, and then weekly on Fridays. So be sure to check that out. That's what we have coming up next.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for watching. And until next time, go ahead and keep it cheesy.
See ya.